Did you know there are countries in the world where Muslim immigrants face significant barriers to entry? From strict visa policies to religious restrictions, these nations have made headlines for their stance on immigration. Stay tuned as we count down the 10 countries that are least welcoming to Muslim immigrants and explore the reasons behind their policies. Immigration policies around the world vary greatly, with some countries embracing diversity and others imposing stringent restrictions. In this video, we'll explore 10 countries known for their challenges against Muslim immigrants. We'll discuss the historical, political, and cultural reasons that shape these policies. Whether it's due to strict immigration laws, religious biases, or security concerns, these nations stand out for their approach.
Let's dive in. Country number 10.
Myanmar has been widely criticized for its treatment of the Rohingya Muslim community. The 1982 citizenship law stripped Rohingyas of their citizenship. Rohingyas are often labeled as illegal immigrants, despite centuries of residence. The government denies them access to education, healthcare, and jobs. Systematic violence against Rohingyas has forced millions to flee. International organizations label the situation as ethnic cleansing. Immigration policies are designed to favor the Buddhist majority. Rohingya Muslims are often detained in camps within Myanmar. Muslims from other nations also face restrictions in settling there. Myanmar enforces heavy monitoring of religious practices. Human rights violations have drawn global condemnation. Neighboring countries like Bangladesh are overwhelmed with refugees. Attempts to seek asylum abroad are blocked by discriminatory policies. Even temporary entry for Muslims is heavily scrutinized. Myanmar's immigration laws continue to marginalize its Muslim population.
Country number 9.
Hungary has become a symbol of anti-immigration sentiment in Europe. Prime Minister Viktor Orbán openly rejects Muslim migration. Border fences were erected during the 2015 refugee crisis. Muslims are often portrayed negatively in political campaigns. Immigration laws heavily favor European Christian migrants. Refugee quotas mandated by the EU are actively ignored. The government cites security concerns as the primary reason for restrictions. Cultural preservation is emphasized as a justification for policies. Far-right political groups amplify anti-Muslim rhetoric. Muslim asylum seekers face legal and social hurdles to entry. Many refugees attempting to cross Hungary are sent back to Serbia. There are few mosques or Islamic community centers in Hungary. The Muslim population is less than 0.5% of the total. Laws even limit family reunification for Muslim immigrants. Hungary's policies reflect a broader European trend of rising nationalism.
Country number 8.
Japan is known for its stringent immigration policies. Only a small number of Muslims live in Japan, around 0.1% of the population. Work visas are difficult to obtain for non-skilled laborers. Language barriers further complicate integration for immigrants. Japan does not have refugee resettlement programs tailored for Muslims. Halal food and mosques are scarce across the country. Muslim immigrants often struggle with cultural acceptance. Government policies emphasize preserving Japanese homogeneity. Religious activities are monitored under strict public order laws. Immigration quotas favor professionals in tech and engineering. Family reunification visas are rarely approved for Muslim applicants. Many international students face visa denial after graduation. Japan accepts less than 1% of asylum applications annually. Muslims frequently report discrimination in employment and housing. The nation's policies show a preference for minimal cultural disruption.
Country number 7.
Poland is one of the least immigrant-friendly countries in the EU. The government has refused to accept EU-mandated quotas of Muslim refugees. Cultural preservation of Catholicism is a priority in policymaking. Politicians openly associate Muslim immigration with security threats. Anti-Muslim sentiment is common in political campaigns. Border guards are accused of mistreating asylum seekers. Refugee shelters rarely accommodate Muslim dietary or religious needs. Public protests against accepting refugees are widespread. Far-right groups actively oppose Muslim integration. Muslims in Poland make up less than 0.1% of the population. Asylum seekers face long waiting periods and frequent rejections. Poland prioritizes Ukrainian refugees over Muslim ones. Laws allow the detention of undocumented migrants indefinitely. Poland's policies align with conservative trends in Eastern Europe. Humanitarian organizations have criticized the government's stance.
Country number 6.
Slovakia has expressed a preference for Christian immigrants. Political leaders often state that Muslims are incompatible with Slovak culture. Refugee quotas are designed to exclude Muslim asylum seekers. Slovakia has refused to build mosques, citing cultural reasons. There are no official Islamic facilities in the country. Anti-Muslim rhetoric is common in public discourse. Religious profiling is used in immigration interviews. Government policies are heavily influenced by public opinion polls. Slovakia has among the lowest asylum approval rates in Europe. Muslim families face discrimination in accessing housing. Cultural integration programs rarely include Muslim migrants. Refugee shelters are located far from urban centers. The Slovak government often cites terrorism as a reason for restrictions. Muslim communities are underrepresented in public life. Slovakia's policies reflect a focus on maintaining cultural homogeneity.
Country number 5.
China enforces strict controls on Muslim communities, especially Uyghurs. The Xinjiang region has seen mass detentions of over 1 million Uyghurs. China's government monitors religious practices through surveillance systems. Immigration laws heavily restrict entry for Muslim individuals. Refugee asylum requests from Muslim-majority countries are rarely accepted. Islamic symbols and practices face severe government restrictions. Foreign Muslims visiting China are subjected to extensive monitoring. Mosques are demolished or repurposed to limit Islamic practices. Halal certification is tightly controlled by state policies. Many foreign Muslims report discrimination when seeking residency. China promotes its policy of Sinicization to assimilate religious minorities. Muslim immigrants often face pressure to abandon religious customs. Citizenship for Muslims is rarely granted, even after years of residence. The Chinese government often labels Islamic beliefs as extremist. Policies reflect a broader crackdown on religious freedoms across China.
Country number 4.
Switzerland banned the construction of new minarets through a public referendum in 2009. Muslim asylum seekers face strict scrutiny during immigration processes. The government emphasizes cultural assimilation over multiculturalism. Anti-Muslim sentiments influence public policies and debates. Burqas and niqabs are banned in public places in several cantons. Many Swiss fear the Islamization of their society, leading to restrictive laws. Muslim immigrants are often denied long-term residence permits. Integration programs rarely accommodate Islamic cultural practices. Refugee quotas prioritize individuals from non-Muslim regions. Public schools have clashed with Muslim parents over religious accommodations. Muslim immigrants often report difficulties in finding housing and jobs. The Muslim population in Switzerland is about 5%, mostly migrants. The Swiss People's Party, SVP, promotes anti-Muslim campaigns. Switzerland uses immigration laws to maintain its cultural identity. Refugee rejections are often justified by perceived incompatibility with Swiss values.
Country number 3.
Denmark has some of the strictest immigration policies in Europe. Muslim asylum seekers face significant obstacles in gaining residency. The Danish government implemented ghetto laws, targeting immigrant neighborhoods. Refugees are required to live in designated areas under strict conditions. Public discourse often links Islam with crime and terrorism. The burqa and niqab are banned in public places. Muslim immigrants face difficulty in accessing social benefits. The Danish People's Party promotes policies against Muslim immigration. Citizenship tests are designed to emphasize Danish cultural values. Halal slaughter is restricted under animal welfare laws. Muslim immigrants report high levels of societal discrimination. Denmark reduced its refugee intake to a historic low in recent years. Public debates frequently question the integration of Muslim communities. Family reunification for Muslim immigrants faces legal challenges. Denmark's policies reflect rising nationalism and a focus on cultural preservation.
Country number 2.
Israel maintains a Jewish majority immigration policy. Muslim immigrants are often excluded unless they marry Israeli citizens. Immigration laws prioritize Jews under the law of return. Palestinians face significant barriers in reuniting with families in Israel. Residency permits for Muslims are rarely granted. Non-Jewish immigrants face more rigorous background checks. Muslim asylum seekers from African nations are often deported. Israel's policies aim to protect its demographic and cultural identity. Muslims face restrictions on religious practices in certain areas. Immigration for economic or humanitarian reasons is almost impossible for Muslims. The state tightly monitors Islamic organizations. Many Muslim migrants face discrimination in the job market. Immigration laws discourage settlement from Muslim-majority countries. Social integration programs are limited for Muslim residents. Israel's policies focus on maintaining its Jewish identity over multiculturalism.
Country number 1.
Bhutan's immigration policies are rooted in preserving its Buddhist culture. The government promotes a one nation, one people policy. Muslim immigrants are often excluded from citizenship pathways. Bhutan grants few visas to individuals from Muslim-majority nations. Religious freedoms for Muslims are highly restricted. Islamic practices are not openly accommodated in public life. The government discourages the establishment of mosques and Islamic centers. Bhutan prefers immigrants from culturally similar Buddhist regions. Muslim asylum seekers often face outright rejection. Halal food is not widely available, adding to integration challenges. The nation's small Muslim community lives under strict cultural conformity. Public opinion heavily favors limiting Muslim migration. Bhutan avoids international refugee agreements that include Muslims. The government frequently cites cultural preservation as a justification. Bhutan's policies reflect its focus on maintaining its Buddhist identity. Immigration policies are a reflection of a country's history, culture, and politics. While some nations embrace diversity, others prioritize cultural preservation or security concerns, often at the expense of inclusivity. The 10 countries we've discussed have taken strong stances against Muslim immigrants, sparking debates on human rights and global migration. What are your thoughts on these policies? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening content.